I would say there are four main seasons of preparedness. So for preppers, we kind of have our four seasons. These aren't really based on the calendar year. This is more dealing with your cycle and preparedness. Summer is represented by things are good, things are hot, economy is hot. It's your quiet season, so to speak. It's where there's not a lot of fear out. There's not a lot of concern. It'd be like living in the U.S. during the late 40s. That was 4 golden years where there wasn't much to worry about at all. World War II had ended. We hadn't had the Cold War begin yet. Things were good. A situation like that with the summer. And fall is just preparing for the winter, and spring is recovering from the winter, where there is elevated risk, concerns, more fear, whatever that is. So it's a matter of handling that. And then we also have another set of seasons which surround active situations. And these won't be discussed in detail on this video because it's going to depend on you, your location, the situation. They're all different, so you're going to have to make your own considerations, but that's what you're preparing for. Your entry to that, handling that, and exiting from that are going to kind of create their own sub-winter and their own fall and their own spring associated to that. But this is kind of discussing what do we do during these times? How do we handle this? So we're going to start with summer, and we're going to end with spring, so that way we start on a good note, end with a good note type of thing. So first of all, summer. So your gear is stored. What should you be doing? Stockpiling, learning. There's tons of stuff to learn. Learn new skills while you got a chance. If times are good, stockpiling is one of the best things to do at that time, though, because like I said, this is the times that the economy gets hot, that you can get your stuff cheap. That's your best time to stockpile. That's the big difference between preppers and panic buyers, is we buy during this summertime and we stockpile. And then, we also continue. That also happens during the wintertime as well. We stockpile. But gear is stored unless you're going out and training with it. And good time to go learning. Good time to go, fishing and camping and all that. Go out, play, learn. Continue with your garden. Absolutely. You're learning on that. You're still able to stockpile food from that. It's a good practice. And maybe you will switch over to more flowers or something like that during that time. But I would definitely stick with some food at least. And planning, just that's a good time to go over additional scenarios or something like that, and just figure out, make sure you have everything figured out. You have what you have learned. You have what you have stockpiled. Just still stay with that. Don't let it just go to waste because things got good and you just let it go. You maintain during this time. But then, if you do see something that's not right and you want to start being more prepared for it, you want to start staging your gear, and you want to do your prior to incident inspections. Those are things where you're going to look over your gear and see if there's something wrong with it, because you don't want to enter an emergency and when you're handling it, going from stored, staged, that's an easy time to do this. So you want to take a look, rips, tears, anything wrong with things. Maybe look over your food stockpile. See, are there broken seals? Are there, this is one of the best times to do that, because ideally you will have, whenever you go to an active situation, it will come from winter, but if it's a surprise situation, it could come out of summer. So, but yeah, stage your gear and make sure it's all inspected for whatever emergency. And fix it, But that's kind of a tasking thing. So, your fall and your spring, those are kind of just tasks that you're going to do to go into winter, tasks you're going to do to go into summer. So those should always be short. Winter hopefully is not as long. Hopefully you don't have to go through your concerning times as long, but there your gear should be staged. It should be ready to go if you need it, because you're more into that at that point. And continue to stockpile. As long as you can stockpile, continue to. Continue your learning, continue your gardening, continue your planning. From there, your planning is going to be a little bit more applied to whatever your concerns are with your time. During the summertime, you just come up with scenarios for the fun of it. Here, it should probably be more geared towards what you're dealing with and learning and stockpiling for those events as well. What types of stuff do I need to get through this concern? What types of... You'll gear that differently. You may even consider certain gardening changes if your concerns apply to that. But then once the concern passes and there isn't any other concern, I'm going to go more into the spring of things, which is storing that gear. And this is where I'm also going to do long equipment inspections. That's where I'm going to take that equipment that's going away and I'm going to take a good longer look at it, because now I'm coming out of concern. I don't have a time pressing limit here. I don't need to just try and get it staged as quickly as I can. Here I've got time, so I should really look at, hey, if I think that it looks a little worn but was okay during a fall inspection, in this case I'm going to maybe bring out the microscope and look at those fibers. Are they starting to give way? Maybe I should replace that gear. But I'm going to do long inspections at that point and really look over the gear and make sure that's right. So yeah, those are things that I'm going to look at for handling that. And then active situations, yes, they depend on the situation and are different for every person and location. But you should take a look at my scenario videos for potential situations, ideas of things that you could be prepared for in a better way. And yeah, just think about how you can handle such emergencies. What do you need to be able to do what I've talked about? Do you need additional gear? Do you need to learn additional skills? Would that be a piece of cake to go through that scenario? Or is there things that you'd be missing? Should you get additional skills or additional gear to go through that? Thank you for watching.